Okay. 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 So we're going to answer first the question of how do we move forward without fear? Okay. First, to understand, choices made in life are either choices from fear or choices from love. We know you have heard this before, but it's difficult to remember, especially in times like this. When we act from an intention, and this is the key, intentional. Anytime you make choices, anytime you make decisions, anytime you move, act, behave, think, asking the question, what is my intention, will set in place fear or love. So when you are asking, how do I move forward? We would say this first of all. Anytime you are contemplating an action, stop and ask yourself, what's my intention? If the intention comes from a place of love, then you should do whatever it is that you have thought about, contemplated doing. Trusting that with an intention set, and we mean set, not just left, but intentional setting of your action based in a congruent fashion of the energy of the frequency of love. Too many times in life, intention gets forgotten. We understand. Busy people, busy lives at the moment, crazy people, crazy lives. So, we understand. But really, people need to remember the power of intention. Intention underscores all of life. When you set your intention from a space of love or fear, you are creating that which must follow. If you sit without setting intention and allow your fear to dominate and then proceed with course of action, but your fear is now the intention because you did not stop to examine, explore, and set your intention, you are now allowing what follows to follow from fear. You do not understand or allow yourself to stop and consider the power of your presence in the world, the creator that you are, of the existence that you are experiencing in your world. So when you are asking yourself, for example, can I create this now? Can I do this now? Can I move in this direction now? You must stop and ask yourself, what is my intention? Can I get to the space of understanding that this is coming only from love and that my intention is love? If I stay in that space of an energy of love as I carry out the act, then there is no space for fear. If I do not stop to set my intention, I go into actions unchained from cementing my intention of love. Therefore, I am free to fall, and everything that follows is free to fall into the pit of fear. When you are in fear, there can be nothing else but darkness. So on the theoretical scale, we would say that all of life is choice. You choose from fear, you choose from love. If you do not choose consciously, you will be choosing unconsciously. When you allow yourself to worry, for example, am I a carrier of a COVID-19 disease? But you do not stop and anchor your actions from a place of love. The fear will be what you carry through with you. Fear creates dark. It's inevitable. So right now, world is consumed by fear. Right now, world is acting from massive space of fear and has been now for a while. You cannot almost even think about the pandemic that has been pushed upon all people of the planet without being in a space of fear. How could you look at the news to see what is happening without being influenced by fear? Because the intention of all the media is fear. Now, if they've anchored their actions, their broadcasts, their articles from a space of fear, which they have, make no mistake, how can you watch without being brought into that vibration of fear? It's not impossible. It's bloody difficult. So when we say to people, turn off the news, it's not because we don't want you to know the subjective view of what is occurring in your planet. It is because of this. You are choosing to align with the vibration that you are claiming you do not want to hold. If you don't want to hold the vibration of fear, you cannot watch news night after night, listen to broadcasts night after night, where the intention has been set in fear. So when we say choose your vibration, never has there been a time where this is more important for all people on the planet. Anybody listening to this is someone who has come to be a part of the journey towards ascension to the new era of light. Even if that doesn't fully make sense to you, know that you have come at this time to be a holder of the light, not a bearer of the fear. So you would be well best set to explore how you want to be a holder of the light, a light bearer. Because if you come for a purpose, but you don't explore that purpose, ultimately you will feel dissatisfied in your personal life. If you come for a purpose, but you do not live into that purpose, you will feel dissatisfied with the life you are living. Many, many people, millions of people come to hold the light right now. And that does not mean that they must become peoples of religion. It does not mean that they must become spiritual beings. It does not mean that they need to change their lives in any way other than set their intention in a space of love, not fear. So, now, what we have occurring is huge amounts of fear being perpetrated, and I say that word deliberately, upon the people of the planet on Earth. Of course there's agenda. You don't need to be conspiracy theorist to see it. There's agenda. If you go to the most willing to see the good in people perspective, you can say that the media projects the images that cause most people to sit and watch. That means that in fear you watch more. So if they're selling their product, they want to sell it to the most people, they're going to project fear. Let's leave it there for now with the most optimistic view of what the media is. If you choose to keep watching and you don't change your vibrations after watching, if you choose to keep watching and don't explore and examine how that has affected you by the watching, then you are going to allow your vibrations to connect with, harmonize with the vibrations of fear that they are projecting. Now, when you move about in your personal world, in your personal life, the vibrations you put out are those that are manifesting for you, the life and the experience that you are creating. As you put out vibrations of fear, those vibrations of fear, darkness, can do nothing but project outwards from you more fear, more darkness into the world. We do not need more. We do not need more. So what can you do? If you want to watch, well, watch minimum. It's no other option. Watch with as much objective as you can. Stand from a space of knowing that it's in their best interest to put things in the most fearful light possible, because more people will watch and buy the product they're selling. Therefore, if you choose to watch, be skeptical of the way in which what they are portraying is being portrayed. Be skeptical. Understand that a seller needs to sell and will make the most of what they have to sell in order to entice the seller to buy. Does not have to be any more complicated than that. If you can be skeptical that there may be this seller bias in what you're watching, you may start to feel a little less involved, a little less connected, a little less bombarded by the frequencies of fear that they are selling. And after watching, we would sit and explore our vibrations, explore our energies, and say, how have I been changed by watching what I've seen? What do I need to do to make sure that I do not carry this vibration with me out into the world that I am creating? So that would be time out to make sure that your perspective of the world is still one full of love, light, appreciation, gratitude, feelings of optimism, feelings of hope. Hope. You will not find hope in the media. You must bring that for yourself. There is a time now when we need everyone to get their vibrations to the space of hope. Hope is the first level of light, and it transmutes fear, darkness into love, light. And it is incumbent upon those that are here to bear the light to make sure, at a minimum, they are residing in a space of hope. So if you see what is happening, can you change that for yourself to see how there could be optimism for what you are watching? And there always is, by the way, there always is this hope. Because one thing we have said for many years is that in this transitional time from old era to new era, all that has been allowed to occur, all that has been allowed to suffer must be brought to the surface, must be brought to the light to be witnessed. This will occur and keep occurring. It's not going away. It's not going to go away. So you better get good right now at managing your own vibrations. If we are looking at how to support family in times of trouble, we need to make sure that we set our intention in a space of light and love and hope. If you can, get your vibrations there. Go and meet whoever you want. Go and hug whoever you want. Spread that love and light. If you're sitting at home, watching the news, consumed by fear, believing all is fearful, worrying that you are going to be a purveyor of fear, darkness, disease, do not go. If you cannot change your vibration, do not go, because I can honestly tell you that it is all about your personal vibration, creating the world in which you inhabit. The global perspective, the personal experience. Understand the change, the shift, the difference. You create your experience in the world that you are living. If you go about your life inhabiting fear, fear is all that you are projecting and all that therefore you can be creating. Get your vibration shifted to hope, and that is enough. That is enough. Now, how can you do that with the coronavirus? Well, one way is stop watching the media. If you watch, take time out, get your vibrations back to light, to hope. Do not reside in fear. If you are going to explore the media representation, understand they have a bias of fear. See it for what it is. And then make some deliberate choices in your existence to find other perspective, other opposing views, because you can cancel out fear with light. Always. The virus itself was purposefully used to bring about fear in the population. You're going to see this more and more and more as time goes on. I'm sorry, I do not wish to bring fear to this occasion. It's just fact. These are the times of change, transition. We're marching on to the new era, and all that has been sat upon for so many centuries, allowed to occur, must come to the light. It will be difficult for many, but does not have to be, because you are in control of your vibration. Seek hope. Understand what's happening. Understand the light that is coming on all that has been allowed to exist. And say, okay, this isn't happening now. This isn't just occurring now. It's just being brought to the light now. And if I sit in that space of understanding what is occurring, then I can be grateful. That would be pretty good. I can be optimistic, and I can see the hope that we are marching forward to a new era. As you go about your days now, understand all that you are being told on the media about the virus is deliberately made to make you more in fear. So therefore, seek out alternative opinions that do not drop you into so much fear. This is not conspiracy theory land. This is not a time for all to go into despair. I'm not doing that. If you know somebody is selling fear, stop buying. It's that simple. You have absolute authority over your own being. You are the creator of your own existence. Difficult concept for most to understand, but it's the nature of reality. If you wish to go about your days unhampered by the vibration of fear, you must move your vibration into love. Once you are in love, you can go about your day creating light, creating joy, creating bliss for all who come into contact with you. So it's really down to you doing the work, making the choices to make your vibration one of hope and one of light and one of love, rather than allowing the dominant vibration of fear that exists in the world right now to dictate to you what your vibration must be. So you are in control, and you must do the work, because externally the vibrations of fear are all around and they are being pushed upon you. You must be the power and the authority over your own vibrational reality that changes and chooses what frequency you wish to exist at. So we would say, set your intention when you go to see someone that you are spending time with in this moment. If you're in fear, do not go. Find another way to share your love. You can. There are many, many ways. Yes? If you wish to be in person, physical contact, get yourself to light. Remove the fear. Stop buying the fear. Find alternative perspectives that show you that light and love exist, because they do. Find that vibration within you. Set and cement your intention to do nothing but spread light and love. And you will. You will need to, the person that's asked the question specifically to them now, you will need to remove yourself from the media. It is proving very difficult for you to be an observer, to be an objective observer. We would switch off for a minimum of days before you set out on any intention. We would remove yourself from that media space. We would bombard yourself with the facts, statistics that are showing more and more often. This is not a killer disease. It's not. People can say what they want, but it's not. You can breathe in knowing that there is light all around, waiting for you to see it again. The asker of the question must remove herself from the media because it's not helpful. If she wants to visit people, minimum of at least a few days with zero what you call news influence. Get your vibrations up. See the beauty of the world. Spend time getting back in touch with how life was. Get remembering, get focused on the energy of the world that you loved that was before. Not the stuff that you didn't like, of which there was much, of which the removal of a lot of what is wrong with the planet is going to occur over the coming years. But get your vibrations to the point of, life is good. My life is good. Get back to that space, and then you can go visit. Trusting and knowing that you are bringing that hope and positivity to the people that need it most. You see, visiting people when you're in fear isn't much bloody use. Even if you think you're going to support them, if you're turning up with all your frequency and vibration in fear, you are now saying, hey, guess what? I'm going to share this with you. Well, thanks, but no thanks. Go visit in love. Go visit in light. Do the work first. Do the work first. Much love. Much love.